You are listening to the Urban Sports Scene, part of EmpireMedia.com. It's now time for HBCU Corner with the Urban Sports Scene. And I have the pleasure of introducing our next guest, who is a native of Sebring, Florida, and boasts a football resume that spans over 2 decades, dating back to a letter award-winning collegiate career during his playing days at the University of South Florida. Our guest coaching journey began at the high school level, where he would gain invaluable experience that preceded a lengthy climb through the coaching ranks, including successful stints at his alma mater, South Florida, University of Miami, Tennessee, and the University of Florida. Over the years, our guest served in many capacities, including graduate assistant, offensive line coach, running backs coach, tight ends coach, and interim head coach during his time with Miami. Our guest has coached in many big games and has been instrumental in the development of countless young athletes. He's currently the head coach at Howard University, the Howard University, where he just put his stamp on the highest ranked recruiting class in program history. Welcome to HBCU Corner, Coach Larry Scott. What's happening, brother?
Not much, brothers, man. Pleasure to be on here. I appreciate the great introduction, and that's pretty good. I love it, brother. That was good stuff.
Yeah, Ray, we call Ray the GOAT. Ray's the GOAT in introductions.
I sold you short, though. You got a long resume. I said, I don't know how much I can put in there.
Hey, Ray, we would say this to you. My homegirl who went to Howard, she would say it's the HU, like the HU.
Yeah, I didn't want to mess that up either. Much respect.
I've learned that. It is the HU.
Must be a special place, though. You left Florida after all those years to come to DC where the weather is iffy.
Absolutely.
So
having me in
stuff
a little bit.
So Coach, Ray and I, we like to talk about homecomings. We love talking about homecomings. It's the truth. But Howard is like the mecca of HBCU homecomings. Actually, you could say it's the mecca of homecomings, period. Do you use Howard's homecoming as a recruiting tool?
Mm-hmm. I tell you what, man, you're gonna take every powerful resource that you have available to you to sell the product that you have and put it on the table. Now, here's the object. We haven't experienced that. I haven't experienced what a Howard true homecoming is, since I've gotten here. I've seen the videos. I've heard, everybody talk about it. I've watched it from a distance and see all the videos and everything, and then you get here, and I haven't had one opportunity yet to really feel the depth of what it is to be a part of a Howard homecoming. So at the end of the day, absolutely we do. Even without not knowing what that truly feels like myself, we grab a hold of every powerful resource and cultural experience that we can build and offer a young man and his family at Howard University. And we put it all on the table because we're recruiting hard. We're going after the very best, and we're using the very best of who we are and what we're all about to attract the best talent that we can.
So Coach, Howard has a bunch of notable famous alum to walk through those doors. Who is your favorite, if you met one or whatnot, but who is your favorite famous Howard alum?
Man, it's so hard, right? Because when you're so culturally diverse and you grew up watching the Cosby Show, you know what I mean? You can see Felicia Rashad just walking on the yard back and forth from lunch. It's like it's a different deal. Like Felicia was like everybody's mom, right? Like
exactly.
The whole world's mom. Everybody wanted Felicia Rashad to be their mother. Mom, why can't you be more like, why you can't be more like her?
Claire Hudson.
Type of deal. So Claire Hudson. Why can't you be more like Claire? Come on, Mom. What you doing? She is, but you got Chadwick Boseman who ultimately, God bless his soul and may rest in peace, for us, which is a bit more of a closer generation to see how the talent that he had and the power that he could display on screen, and to know that his formal training and who he became was built right at Howard is a great thing too. But you can be walking around Howard's campus, man, and see various people at any point in time taking pictures of just touring the campus or down in the valley or just wanting to see. And it's the who's of who at any point in day, at any point in time. So it's a special place, and you feel that magic and you feel that power every day. You park on campus and you walk across the sidewalk by the stadium to my office. You feel like you pinch yourself and you go, man, this is a special place. And and we're going to be part of building something really strong and powerful. And we take great pride in that, and really look forward to continue to build this program to the same recognition and same brand recognition as the university itself. Where Howard football sits at the top right there with it.
So I love the Claire Huxtable reference. You just aged yourself, by the way, because there's some younger guys who be watching like, who, you know what I'm saying? But that's dope. And based on what you're saying, of course, Howard, it kind of sells itself. I'm sure that recruiting in ways is easy because Howard, like Wole said, is the mecca of HBCU, so to speak. However, of course, you still have to recruit. You still got to go make a pitch. You still got to develop relationships. What has that process been like? And is there any players? I know you love all your players, but who can you shout out and who are you looking to rely on this upcoming season?
I'll tell you what, man, the one thing that this place offers you an opportunity to be is to be holistic in everything that you do. The ball and academics and social awareness and community service and all those things aren't pulled apart. They're all a part of. And that's the one thing that we get to do here in just building not only just winners on the field, but winners off the field, winners in life, and just help them make the connections as to becoming the man that you want to be, the competitor you want to be. You don't pick and choose when that is. It just becomes a part of your DNA. It becomes a part of who you are. No matter what you choose to commit yourself to and what you're choosing to do, you choose to win. And then what's important now? That's what win is. What's important now? So how do I narrow my focus, single my focus, dig in, roll my sleeves up, put my hands in the mud and go to work on trying to be the very best that I can. So that, that's the thing that's different here that we get a chance to do is sell the program through football and through academics holistically, which is there's not a lot of places in America that you can really, that all adds up. So at the end of the day, we get every one of our young men to buy into that and to believe in that. And so I'm excited to watch a lot of them. We're still a young and a lot of the guys that have bought in have obviously improved dramatically in the weight room, on the field, skill, just football, football intelligence, football 101, learning the game, how to play the game, not just the game of football, but how to play it from a technique and fundamental standpoint and all those things. So those guys have improved, that have bought in. And then we've been out, obviously over the past 2 recruiting classes, added a lot of young talent. Speed, size, football, guys that come from football loving areas. So I'm excited really just to see how this young team starts to respond to actually having our first full cycle of a program. It was all chopped up with COVID. When I first took the job, I got it in February. March, the world imploded and wasn't around. We did everything virtually all the way up until January. We had all kind of COVID breaks and stops because of COVID testing protocols and different things like that. So we stopped. Be on for 5 days, have to stop for 14 days, be on for another 5 days, and then be off for another 14-day quarantine. So it was choppy to say the least. And then we had to send them home again because it was summer break, and we don't do the full summer allocation. We do half summer. So had to send them home for half the summer again, and then we bring them back and we try to get ready for a season. When meanwhile, we have a year and a half to almost 2 years of underdeveloped players and kids, mentally and physically. So we strapped it up, didn't make no excuses, did the best with what we had, and then went out and put out a good product that I saw steadily improve day after day after day. Small dubs is what we call them, small wins, man. Take the small dubs. Don't worry about the big ones, because when we get to the point where they take care of themselves, that'll be the expectation and standard. It's not going to be a matter of will we win. It'll be, can we win? It'll be when we win, whether that's in the beginning of the game or in the end of the game. We're being built the right way. We've been tried by the fire, and sometimes the fire gets hot, but man, growth is pain. With growth comes pain. So we took our lumps and did what we had to do. And now we've gotten to a point where we had a full cycle, full spring football, a full offseason of accountability, them understanding what true accountability means to each other, to the program, coach to coach, player to coach, and everyone. So we finally feel like we're nestled into a space where guys see the big picture. And it's just not what happens on Saturdays, knowing what's happened on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, well before you get to playing the game. And what we do is just a byproduct. The game is a byproduct of who we're building during the week. And they're finally buying into that and getting it. So I'm excited to watch all of them. But, obviously everything flows around the play of the quarterback. So we're really excited to see his growth and having just some classroom instruction, some football 101, getting comfortable with receivers, getting comfortable with calls and audibles and different things like that we do in our system, because we're very much so a pro system. I want to develop guys that when they come in and have a job interview with, an NFL scout or NFL coach, they can get on the board, they can talk football top to bottom. So we're teaching it and coming about it from a different way as well. We really want to develop pros in everything that we do. So now another day, he's had a year in the classroom and had a year of understanding, football through our eyes and through the eyes of the system and how it all works from top to bottom, from protections to run checks to coverages and all of those different things, and changing up routes versus coverages. We're really excited to see his growth, and he had a really good spring. He's continuing to study and ask questions now because everything flows through him. And on the defensive side of the ball, I'm excited to see Darian Brokenborough, a guy that we saw has changed his body, changed his mindset and mentality. He's tough, he's rugged, he has an edge about himself, and he's a guy that I believe will have an opportunity to play in a lot more football post Howard. So excited to see him play on defense and excited to see our quarterback development, but also excited about all of our really young, talented football players that are competitive, that have stepped in, that they're learning, and they're excited to play at Howard and ingesting that pride in what it means to be a football player at Howard, not just go to Howard, but to have pride in playing football at Howard.
Coach, I can already see why Nick Saban wanted you on his staff. Like I can see why. Like, everything about football. Like the details of being a coach, you have it down packed. Like you're definitely thorough in terms of what you are looking for and what you want to see out of your kids. But for this program, you mentioned like obviously the challenges of what COVID has done with the program and trying to actually put your hold on it and what you want to build. But it seems like you're building it anyway, and you're doing a great job at it. What are some of your short-term goals for this team in your program at Howard University?
I tell you, the number one goal is to always continue to graduate our guys on time. Graduate, understand the value of why you chose Howard, and it's deeper than just playing football. And it's truly about the next 40 and 50 years of your life. So, because when you're able to put, your priorities in order and in line, football is one of those things that just take care of itself. Because football becomes like a byproduct of just who you are as a person. Some of the best football players know how to work year round. They know how to take care of their bodies. They know how to work. They know how to put the commitment in and the dedication. Well, if you got your priorities aligned, everything else seems to just fall in order and just falls in line. So I want to make sure we always put the horse before the cart, not the cart before the horse. So in everything that we do, we talk, again, small dubs and value, but we want to graduate our players. We want to continue to help them understand that this is bigger than just the opportunity to play. You can play anywhere in America, but you can't go to school anywhere in America. And you're at Howard. So take great pride in that. So that's what we want to continue to do in the short form, make sure we're doing that. And then we want to make sure we continue to make the connection for them in life. Here's what most young people are missing. They miss the connections. They just see all of the outcomes because everything now for them is just so visual and it's instant. So they forget about the step-by-step process that it takes to get to what you actually see. So just to continue to have them understand the small day-by-day steps of progress and what it really means. And you do that, two different constructs, whether that's a positive, way of going about it. Everything is positive, but it has to be constructed in a way that doesn't tear people down, but it uplifts and builds people. So as long as we can continue to see that day-by-day process in young people that start to make better choices, make better decisions in how they prepare. We've been implementing a lot of sports science things here. I want to see a guy that, hey, we've been all over you about you can't sleep 4.5 to 5 hours a night and develop the way physically that you want to. And we started to see that turn, and now they're sleeping 6.5, 7, 8 hours a night because they're believing in the power of sleep. So now we're starting to see the weight gains. You can't be 170 pound, 168 pound, 169 pound corner for us in our system. No, we need you to be 185, 190 pounds. And now that guy comes in, and then 6 weeks later, he went from 170 to 181. You're like, now he's starting to get it and understand the nutrition part of things and how to eat and what to eat and sleep and rest and hydration and strength training. So just a small dub it takes to get these kids to understand connection and tie them to process, which is something they don't have anymore. They just want instant gratification and instant success. But they don't want to go through the daily process of getting to those visuals that they see other people that they want to go after. So, man, if we can continue to make those small dubs and continue to make those connections for these young people and graduate them, we're going to have success. And the success doesn't worry me. Winning games doesn't worry me. It's are we making a day-by-day connection to building men and building people, which builds winners.
So, Coach, Wole mentioned the job offer that you had clearly, based on all that you're telling us, you're just giving us a wealth of knowledge and you have that experience. But what we want to know, and this is why we do this, is why an HBCU and what's it like coaching at an HBCU for you?
I think, man, if you wake up every day and you choose your why, right? Why do I do what I do? It don't matter whether you're doing at Jones Junior High, um, the non-school, or the University of Florida, or Howard University. You know what? It really doesn't matter. If your mission and your why is to develop and build young people, you don't care where you get an opportunity to do it. I'm just fortunate that I get a chance to do it and had an opportunity to choose to do it at Howard University, which obviously, like we talked about a little bit, speaks for itself. The power that it has, the brand recognition that it has, and they haven't been very successful in the sports world, in the sports realm, and especially football. Get it? But that's also an exciting thing too. That's an exciting time to be able to say, hey, we're going to take this piece of clay, man, and we're going to mold it. We have a special brand. We have things that we can stand on the shoulders of. But now it's time for us to hold our weight, for us to pull our end of the bargain, and for young men and everybody that's been a part of and affiliated with Howard to see football as an asset, not just a liability, but as an asset that can be a major contributor to the brand that is Howard and what it is in the bigger picture of things. We got a motto around that we talk about right now. It's one Howard. Why can't Howard football be synonymous with the greatness that is Howard? Why can't everything be synonymous with greatness? That's what Stanford does. That's what Duke does. That's what all of these major academic institutions around America do. They have value in their sports programs and stuff as well. So why can't we? So it's an exciting time to want to be a part of building something and building a legacy, but through your why, through naturally who you are, not trying to force something, not trying to be something really that it's not. So it was a unique opportunity for me to really just tap into truly why I do what I do. And then to have an awesome opportunity to do it with, young men that look and sound like me and look and sound like my son on a daily basis, and let them know that, you can choose an HBCU and be great. You can choose an HBCU and go to the National Football League. You can choose an HBCU and get the development and training that you need to be the prospect and the player that you were charged to be. Because at the end of the way, ain't nobody stepping in what front of God got for you anyway. So at the end of the day, just tap into the power source that is the university and the people that are around. Ain't got nothing to do with buildings. I've never seen a building build a player. Never seen one. Never seen. Everybody has a 45-pound weight. One that may have a big gator stamped on it. The other one may just be a black 45-pound plate. But you know what? It weighs 45 pounds. And if you lift it 10 times, it's going to do the same thing to your body as long as you're eating and sleeping and doing the things you need to do. So don't buy into the mystery that you got to have all of these pretty things and these bells and whistles. At the end of the day, if you're about to work, if you have a goal, you're going to tap into and believe in the people that are around you to help you to that goal. You can. And we can at HBCUs. And that's why it was important for me to be a part of this great brand, to be a part of just, coaching and developing young men, and then to be a part of something that gives you an opportunity to stamp it and build it. And that's what we want to do.
So true. So true. You were answering my question, so I'm going to go backwards a little bit, Coach. Ray mentioned in the when he introduced you that you're a native of Florida. You've done a lot of coaching in Florida, like Ray mentioned. It's well known that Florida has a bunch of great athletes. When I'm growing up, Ray, I'm aging myself, I guess. Like Steve Spurrier and the Florida Gators, they had nothing but like fast dudes. Miami, what I'm saying, with the U. This is after with Eric, I guess it was Jimmy Johnson. It was Eric. I forgot his name, his last name, but Erickson. I think Erickson was his last name. Coach Erickson, Dennis Erickson. Dennis Erickson with the U. Nothing but athletes. How important is Florida for your recruiting process?
Man, I think it's important, but it's important because of being able to build the powerful relationships that I have in the state, and being able to truly rely on high school coaches that do a tremendous job, high school administrators that do a tremendous job, community leaders in different things in different areas that I've been able to build relationships with, that I can tap into to make sure we deliver the very best product we can to Howard, because Howard's a different profile now. You got Washington, D.C., that's basically an education within itself of how to maneuver, navigate, and live in D.C. You have Howard, which comes with a high academic profile, high standards and expectations. So being able to tap into people that you know and trust, that when you set out the profile of what it is that you have to have and what you're looking for, that can come have success. Sure, you can just come to Florida and grab kids, but if you're setting them up for failure, that the program fails and they fail. So you can't, the greed of just recruiting and stacking talent can't be the focus. You know, the focus has to be, are we getting the right people, the right guys, and using the right relationships to do that, and people that we trust. Obviously, you feel like you're going to have a chance to come to Florida and go to Florida and pick up guys that love football. They get a year to play it year round there, and 7-on-7 all year round. They're constantly developing. They love track, so they're all, you know, they're all speed trained. They're all skill trained because they do it, on a daily basis and a yearly basis because of, obviously the weather conditions and different things that are conducive to those guys continuing to train. But you have to have guys that, value their education, understand what it means to go to school, and value the opportunity to receive a degree and do all of those types of things too, because we have to have guys that understand that going to school and your academics is important. It's critical to being a student athlete here at Howard. So at the end of the day, it's just about doing it the right way. But obviously, it's a great resource for us. We've been able to tap in and be able to go in and beat some people in recruiting that they wouldn't think that we would have an opportunity to, because again, we do have a great product to sell. So when you come to the state of Florida and you find guys that fit the right profile, they love football, they're extenuating your talent, but they also value their degree and the opportunity to go to school in the nation's capital and be a Howard Bison. Is all a part of it. So yeah, it's a major resource for us. It's a pretty important area, but in the end, we want to make sure we're taking care of home too, the DMV area, and making sure we cover that and don't leave no stones unturned in that area, because that's where our success is, having homegrown guys and homegrown families and people that buy tickets and all those type of things too in the seats as well. So it's a holistic approach for us to the Carolinas, Texas, Florida. Actually, our brand allows us to go nationwide. We just have to really streamline and put the crosshairs where we want and where we need to make sure we're getting everybody that fits the correct profile to have success at Howard.
So true. You're right. Like the DMV does have a boatload of talent. Ray and I, we grew up here, so we've seen a bunch of talent.
We're not the football powerhouse, that Florida is, but there's some talent around here, and it don't matter where you're from, right? You coach Kyle Pitts, that's in your bio. He from Philly. You know what I'm saying? So hey, it don't matter where you're from, but
yeah, no doubt.
We love our home.
No
Born in DC, raised in this area.
I hope some of the players that are from the DMV have shown you around, like Mumbo Sauce, and showing you like some go-go music. So you got it just like the DMV. The culture.
I'm immersed at this point in time, brother. I got my New Balance. I'm good. I'm rocking the New Balance. I'm doing the whole deal. I'm fully immersed and acclimated.
If they eating right, they sleeping. Then they not eating Mumbo Sauce. They're not
true. That's fact.
Man,
you're right,
keep them focused.
Hey, but you know what? Hey, the Mumbo Sauce is the spice of life. Sometimes I'm gonna have a wing or two. I'm gonna throw some sauce on them now.
He's been baptized, right? This is what's up. He's been baptized. I love
it. Much success. Appreciate your time today.
Yeah, thanks for being on HBCU Corner. Is there anything you would like to add?
No, man. I appreciate you guys and continue support. And we got a big challenge coming out for us this year, but I think our young football team is excited about what we've been doing and what we've been changing, and what we want to continue to do is continue to build a bridge to the community around the DMV and get everybody out to support and get everybody excited. We have a lot of really big changes coming down the pipe for us, and a lot of exciting things that I think are going to continue to just add to the notoriety that is the brand of Howard. And we start playing really good football around here. I think everybody it'll galvanize our community and give something to everybody to be refocused around what Chocolate City truly is, and DC, and getting back on campus and being a part of the culture and a part of the brand, and give something for everybody to just have some pride in, man, and be excited about during football season. And that's what we want to get reestablished and done here is that bridge to also to the community, great community of Washington, DC, and the DMV area.
Well, I believe that I'm not going to speak for Ray and I, that you have fans here, man. We appreciate you. We're going to definitely be rooting for you.
I appreciate it, man. We need it all. Need all the support we can get, baby. I appreciate you guys having me on and look forward to some future conversation.
Oh, definitely.
All
Definitely.
right.
All right. Thanks again. Thanks for being on. We appreciate you.
Okay, guys. Appreciate you. Have a good one.
Have a good one.